Nancy Lee Grahn's political controversy shakes General Hospital. Will Alexis Davis be recast? The drama behind the cameras of General Hospital has reached a boiling point as Nancy Lee Grahn, the actress who has portrayed beloved lawyer Alexis Davis for nearly 30 years, finds herself at the center of a firestorm following controversial political statements that have reportedly infuriated executive producer Frank Valentini. The controversy erupted when Grahn posted a shocking message on Instagram regarding the assassination of conservative commentator Charlie Kirk, stating, "I am not in support of what happened to Charlie Kirk, but Charlie Kirk was in support of what happened to Charlie Kirk." This inflammatory comment, which many interpreted as blaming Kirk for his own death, immediately drew widespread condemnation from fans across the political spectrum. The backlash was swift and severe. Even those who disagreed with Kirk's conservative politics argued that Grahn's comment crossed the line from political critique into something callous and unnecessary. The post struck such a nerve that even former General Hospital colleague Ingo Rademacher, despite their political differences, publicly urged Grahn to remove the post. Warning: I don't want to see you get fired. Grahn has long been known for her outspoken progressive political views, frequently using her social media platforms to voice strong opposition to Donald Trump and conservative policies. Her Instagram profile openly identifies her as an activist, and she has consistently defended her right to speak out on political matters. However, industry insiders suggest this latest incident may have pushed things too far. According to sources close to the production, Frank Valentini was reportedly furious about Grahn's Charlie Kirk post, viewing it as potentially damaging to the show's reputation and alienating to a significant portion of the General Hospital audience. The executive producer, who has successfully guided the show to multiple Emmy victories since taking over in 2012, is said to be considering termination. As the controversy continues to generate negative publicity for ABC, the timing couldn't be worse for Grahn's character arc. On the show, Alexis Davis is currently embroiled in a complex storyline involving the kidnapping of Rick Lansing, her former husband and the father of her daughter Molly. In recent episodes, Alexis has been hiding Rick in her basement after he was knocked unconscious by Ava Jerome, creating a tense situation that has captivated viewers. The current storyline has Alexis juggling multiple secrets. She knows her daughter Christina cut the brakes on Rick's car. She's concealing embezzlement from the Casadini estate, and she's literally keeping Rick tied up and gagged in her basement. General Hospital spoilers indicate that Alexis will soon say too much during questioning by Anna Devane, potentially exposing herself to serious legal consequences. This precarious position makes any potential recasting particularly challenging. The Alexis character is deeply woven into current storylines, with connections to the Drew Kane shooting investigation, her daughter's ongoing dramas, and the complex web of Port Charles politics. Viewers have invested decades in watching Nancy Lee Grahn bring depth and nuance to the role of Alexis Davis, making her one of the show's most respected veteran performers. The possibility of replacing Grahn has sent shockwaves through the General Hospital fan community. Many have taken to social media to defend the actress, arguing that her political views, however controversial, should not cost her the job she has held since 1996. Others, however, have expressed that her comments about Charlie Kirk's death went beyond acceptable political discourse. ABC and General Hospital have a complex history with actor terminations over political and vaccine-related controversies. In 2021, both Steve Burton and Ingo Rademacher were fired from the show for refusing to comply with COVID-19 vaccine mandates. Burton was eventually rehired in 2024, leading to renewed legal challenges from Rademacher, who claims his firing was politically motivated rather than solely about vaccine compliance. The network has also dealt with other high-profile departures, including the controversial exit of Kelly Monaco as Sam McCall, which sparked massive fan campaigns and billboard protests. These incidents have made General Hospital's leadership more cautious about actor management and public relations. Industry observers note that Grahn's situation is particularly delicate because of her veteran status and her character's central role in ongoing storylines. Alexis Davis is not only involved in the current Rick kidnapping plot, but is also connected to the broader Davis family dynamics, including daughters Sam, Christina, and Molly. If Valentini does decide to terminate Grahn, the show would face several options for handling Alexis Davis. The character could be temporarily written out while a search for a replacement actress takes place, similar to what happened when Stephanie Erb temporarily filled in for Grahn during her 2020 to surgery recovery. Alternatively, the show could kill off the character entirely, though this would eliminate decades of storyline potential and likely anger longtime fans. Another possibility would be a permanent recast, bringing in a new actress to continue Alexis's storylines. However, finding someone who could capture the essence of what Nancy Lee Grahn has brought to the role for nearly 3 decades would be an enormous challenge. The character's intelligence, wit, and complex family relationships have all been shaped by Grahn's specific interpretation of the role. The current storyline trajectory suggests that major developments are planned for Alexis in the coming weeks. Spoilers indicate she will make a huge sacrifice and face shocking revelations as the truth about Rick's disappearance unfolds. Whether Grahn will be present to play out these dramatic scenes remains uncertain, as Valentini weighs his options. The controversy has also highlighted the broader challenges facing daytime television. In an increasingly polarized political climate, soap opera actors, unlike their primetime counterparts, often maintain active social media presences that blur the lines between their personal views and their on-screen personas. This can create complications when political statements generate controversy that potentially affects the show's brand. For now, General Hospital continues filming its regular episodes, with Grahn still appearing as Alexis Davis in scenes that were taped before the controversy erupted. However, behind the scenes, conversations about her future with the show are reportedly ongoing between Valentini, ABC executives, and legal teams. The situation remains fluid, with fan reactions continuing to pour in on both sides of the political divide. Some viewers have threatened to boycott the show if Grahn is fired, while others have suggested they might stop watching if she remains. This puts Valentini in the difficult position of trying to navigate competing audience demands while protecting the show's long-term interests. As one of daytime television's longest-running dramas, General Hospital has weathered numerous controversies throughout its 6-decade history. However, the intersection of social media, political polarization, and celebrity influence has created new challenges for show management in the modern era. The coming days will likely prove crucial in determining Nancy Lee Grahn's fate on General Hospital. If Valentini does decide that her political statements have become too much of a liability, it would mark the end of one of the most successful actress-character pairings in soap opera history. The reverberations of such a decision would be felt not only by fans, but throughout the entire daytime television industry, setting precedents for how networks handle similar controversies in the future. Next, we will learn about the escalating family drama surrounding young Scout Quartermaine and her increasingly strained relationship with her father, Drew Kane. In the bustling world of Port Charles, where secrets and alliances shift like the tides, Scout Quartermaine finds herself at the center of a heartbreaking family rift. Though she holds a deep affection for her father, Drew, the young girl is growing increasingly frustrated with the isolation he's imposed on her from her beloved siblings and grandmothers. This tension has been building for months, with Scout feeling like an outsider in her own life, cut off from the warmth and support of her extended family. Imagine a child who once thrived in the lively chaos of the Quartermaine mansion, now confined to a quieter, more solitary existence, all because of her dad's rigid decisions. It's a situation that's pushing Scout to her limits, and recent events suggest she might be ready to take drastic steps to reclaim her connections. Scout has already demonstrated her resourcefulness and desperation by sending out subtle cries for help. On to separate occasions, she's cleverly orchestrated secret visits to the Quartermaine estate while away at summer camp, slipping past her father's watchful eye to reunite briefly with her loved ones. These clandestine escapades highlight her longing for normalcy and the bonds she's missing. Could this be the precursor to something bolder? Whispers in Port Charles speculate that Scout might soon decide to end her father's controlling games once and for all, perhaps even exploring the bold path of seeking emancipation. It's a dramatic turn that would shake the foundations of the Quartermaine and Davis families, forcing everyone to confront the consequences of Drew's actions. Adding to the intrigue, Scout has been confiding in close friends at camp about her feelings, painting a picture of a girl who's not just sad, but strategically thinking about her future independence. For Scout's extended family, the situation feels like an impossible bind, trapped between loyalty and the harsh realities of guardianship laws. As Drew stands as her sole legal guardian, his word carries absolute weight, especially given Scout's tender age. Yet, This authority hasn't shielded her from a year filled with profound losses and upheavals. The tragic death of her mother, Sam McCall, left a void that's only grown wider with the family's relocation. Away from the iconic Quartermaine mansion, Scout was uprooted from the daily joys of life with her brothers, Danny Morgan and Rocco Falconeri, who provided the sibling camaraderie she now craves. Picture the lively mornings filled with shared breakfasts and playful banter, now replaced by echoing silence in a new home. To make matters worse, Drew has severed her ties to key figures like her grandmothers, Alexis Davis and Monica Quartermaine, along with a network of aunts and uncles from both the Davis and Quartermaine sides. These relationships weren't just familial, they were lifelines of guidance, stories, and unconditional love that helped Scout navigate her grief. Despite Scout's repeated expressions of how deeply she misses these connections, voicing her sadness in quiet moments, and even through drawings and letters, Drew seems oblivious or unwilling to listen. His focus appears elsewhere, leaving his daughter feeling like an afterthought in his busy life. This neglect has sparked quiet conversations among family members, wondering if legal minds like Alexis and her daughter Molly Lansing Davis could devise a clever strategy to intervene. As seasoned attorneys with a personal stake in Scout's well-being, they might uncover loopholes or creative solutions to bridge the gap. Perhaps they'd draw on past cases in Port Charles involving family disputes, using their expertise to advocate for Scout's emotional needs, without directly challenging Drew's guardianship outright. It's a delicate dance, but one that could restore some balance to Scout's fractured world. Scout's age adds another layer of complexity to this unfolding saga. Officially born in February 2017, which would place her around 8 years old by standard timelines, recent dialogues in the storyline have curiously aged her up to 12, a classic soap opera twist, where time bends to serve the narrative. In the real world, this adjustment opens doors to possibilities like emancipation, which some U.S. states permit as early as 13 under specific circumstances, inventing a scenario where Scout's maturity is recognized beyond her years, perhaps through psychological evaluations or school records, showing her advanced emotional intelligence, could tip the scales. Drew's parenting style comes under scrutiny here. His preoccupation with personal entanglements, particularly his complicated feelings for Willow Tate, often overshadows his responsibilities to Scout. Instead of nurturing her, he's wielded his authority to isolate her, turning her into an unwitting piece in his broader conflicts rather than prioritizing her safety and happiness. New elements suggest Drew's distractions include late-night meetings and secretive phone calls, further distancing him from fatherly duties. Even with her love for Drew intact, rooted in fond memories of father-daughter outings, and his protective instincts in better times, Scout's absences from him are becoming more noticeable. She spends long hours alone, reflecting on the family gatherings she once cherished, like holiday dinners at the mansion or summer picnics with her brothers. This emotional void is fueling her resolve, and if she becomes more outspoken about her desires, it could galvanize Alexis and Molly into action. Envision a heartfelt family meeting where Scout pours out her heart, detailing how the isolation affects her schoolwork, friendships, and overall sense of security. With their legal prowess, Alexis and Molly might craft a plan allowing Scout to petition for a change in living arrangements, effectively severing ties with Drew's restrictive oversight until she reaches adulthood. This could involve temporary custody shifts to a grandmother or even a neutral guardian, ensuring Scout's voice is heard in court. Such a move would not only empower Scout, but also force Drew to confront his shortcomings, potentially leading to redemption arcs or explosive confrontations in future episodes. Next, we're diving into some jaw-dropping possibilities surrounding Lulu Spencer's potential discovery of a long-lost figure from the past. In the ever-twisting world of Port Charles, whispers from the latest ABC General Hospital spoilers suggest that Lulu Spencer could stumble upon a scene straight out of a nightmare, perhaps a miracle. Imagine this: Lulu, still adjusting to her own return from the brink, encounters an injured man who's been presumed gone for good. That man, none other than Nathan West, the devoted husband of Maxie Jones, and a detective whose death left hearts shattered across the city. With Maxie currently sidelined in a deep coma, far from the action, it's almost poetic that her closest confidant, Lulu, might be the one to unearth this shocking truth. Their friendship has weathered countless storms, from romantic entanglements to family crises, making Lulu the perfect stand-in to bridge this emotional gap. Adding layers to this drama, Nathan's survival could unravel years of grief, forcing characters to confront buried secrets and unfinished business that have lingered like shadows in the Spencer and Westburn families. Flashback just a bit, and you'll recall Lulu's own harrowing journey. Not long ago, she emerged from her prolonged coma, disoriented and vulnerable, wandering the familiar yet foggy streets of Port Charles. It was the rugged Cody Bell who swooped in like a guardian angel, offering rescue and a path back to reality. Now, the tables are turning in a delicious twist of fate. Lulu gets her moment to shine as the hero, stepping into the role of savior for someone in desperate need. According to spoilers for the September 19th episode, Lulu will boldly intervene for an accident victim, her instincts kicking in amid chaos. While the show hasn't dropped official confirmation on who this unfortunate soul is, all clues are screaming Nathan's name. Picture the scene, debris scattered, sirens in the distance, and Lulu's eyes widening in disbelief as she recognizes the face of a man everyone thought was lost forever. This revelation could spark a chain reaction, reigniting old alliances and exposing hidden agendas that have been simmering beneath the surface. The timing couldn't be more suspicious, especially with the enigmatic Professor Henry Hank Dalton entering the fray. Recently, Dalton received a cryptic phone call that set alarm bells ringing, something about it arriving tonight, with him promising to be on hand to receive it. Overhearing this, the sharp-witted Emma Scorpio Drake jumped to conclusions, assuming it tied into a nefarious shipment of test subjects for illegal animal experiments. But what if the truth is far darker? Inventing a chilling layer here. Perhaps Dalton's operations at the shadowy Five Poppies Resort weren't just about wildlife. They could involve human captives, snatched from their lives and subjected to unimaginable trials. Nathan, with his history as a cop who tangled with dangerous foes, might have been ensnared in this web, held against his will as a guinea pig in some twisted scientific scheme. Before the resort's explosive downfall, orchestrated by the cunning Pascal, arrangements were made to relocate these assets. Nathan could have been bundled off with other prisoners, now en route to Port Charles under the cover of night. This adds a thrilling element of international intrigue, blending corporate espionage with personal vendettas that echo through the halls of General Hospital. Alternatively, let's explore a more sinister invention. What if Nathan isn't a victim at all, but the puppet master pulling strings from the shadows? Spoilers hint at a brainwashed mystery boss orchestrating events, and Nathan's profile fits eerily well. Imagine him emerging not as a broken captive, but as a transformed figure, his mind altered by experimental procedures that erased his old loyalties and implanted new, malevolent directives. Traveling alongside the shipment rather than within it, he could be the key to unlocking a larger conspiracy threatening Port Charles. Either way, the signs are undeniable. Nathan's entanglement in this mess feels inevitable, weaving together threads from past storylines like the Casadini family's dark experiments and the ongoing battles against underground syndicates. This could introduce fresh conflicts, such as Nathan grappling with fragmented memories or clashing with former allies who question his true intentions. Before Lulu's earth-shattering find, the drama escalates, with Emma Scorpio Drake and Giovanni Joe Palmieri receiving some truly alarming news. Perhaps it's word of a catastrophic mishap involving the incoming transporter, then careening off the road in a fiery crash, or a plane making an emergency landing gone wrong. Inventing vivid details, envision fog-shrouded highways where the vehicle flips, scattering survivors and secrets alike. Emma and Joe, already on edge from their investigations, might intercept a frantic radio transmission or witness the aftermath firsthand, their faces paling as they piece together the horror. This sets the stage perfectly for Lulu's involvement, heightening the tension and drawing in more characters like Dante Falconeri, who could be pulled back into detective mode to investigate the wreck. When Lulu finally lays eyes on the injured Nathan, the moment promises to be electric. He might be battered and bruised, his body marked by scars from months or years off captivity, disoriented and mumbling incoherently about forgotten ordeals. Or, in a creative twist, he could be unconscious, his vital signs flickering like a weak flame, forcing Lulu to act fast. Drawing on her own coma experience, she might whisper words of encouragement, her hand steady as she checks for a pulse amid the wreckage, rushing him to General Hospital or dialing 911 in a panic. Lulu becomes the linchpin in his survival, her quick thinking potentially saving not just his life, but also unraveling a conspiracy that endangers the entire town. This act of heroism could deepen her bonds with the Jones family, especially if Maxie awakens to find her world forever changed. Finally, The ripples extend to Liesel Obrecht, Nathan's fierce mother, who's already reeling from one miracle. With Britt Westburn's unexpected return from the presumed dead, Liesel is primed for another emotional bombshell reunion with her son that defies all logic. Spoilers tease this as a shocking convergence, where grief turns to joy, but not without complications. Inventing heartfelt elements, picture Liesel collapsing in tears at Nathan's bedside, her medical expertise clashing with maternal instinct as she demands answers from Dalton and his cohorts. This could lead to explosive confrontations, family reckonings, and perhaps even a quest for justice against those who stole Nathan away. As Port Charles buzzes with these developments, fans are left on the edge, speculating how Nathan's revival will reshape relationships, ignite romances, and expose long-buried truths. Stay tuned to the ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel for more updates, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for all the latest twists.